Welcome back to our channel, passionate viewers. Today is a spectacular day to dive deep into the glamorous, yet incredibly treacherous world of Los Angeles fashion. Grab your favorite beverage, settle into your most comfortable spot, and let us unpack the explosive drama, bitter rivalries, and shocking secrets waiting to unfold on your screens. The glittering facade of Forrester Creations has officially cracked, giving way to a ruthless battleground of bruised egos and shattered relationships. As we step into the highly anticipated events of Monday, June 1st, the fallout from the catastrophic physical altercation at the Bikini Bar is sending shockwaves through the very foundation of the Forrester and Spencer dynasties. Well, Spencer is currently drowning in the devastating consequences of his own unchecked rage. After violently punching R.J. Forrester in the gut and leaving him with severely bruised ribs, has been unceremoniously stripped of his position at Forrester Creations. In his mind, genuinely believed he was shielded from professional repercussions because the brutal scuffle occurred off company property. However, he grossly underestimated the impenetrable wall of Forrester nepotism. Ridge Forrester, forced into a corner by his injured son's non-negotiable ultimatum, abandoned all pretenses of corporate neutrality. Ridge chose his bloodline, coldly handing Will his walking papers and advising him to seek refuge within the Spencer family empire. For Will, this termination is not just a loss of employment. It is a profound humiliation that has ignited a dangerous, simmering fury within his soul. He has been banished from the very building where the woman he loves spends her days. In the immediate aftermath of his firing, Will did not walk away quietly. Instead, he issued a chilling, direct threat to RJ, promising the golden boy that he would deeply regret crossing him. This venomous declaration has set the stage for an escalating war between the two young men, one that threatens to cause collateral damage to everyone caught in their destructive crossfire. Will is now a man with nothing to lose at Forrester Creations, making him an incredibly unpredictable and dangerous adversary. On the opposite side of this bitter conflict stands R.J. Forrester, who is currently basking in the intoxicating glow of an absolute, vindictive triumph. While his physical body aches from the bruised ribs sustained during the bar brawl, his psychological state has never been more euphoric. R.J. successfully orchestrated the complete professional annihilation of his greatest rival. By leveraging his injuries and his status as Ridge and Brooke's cherished son, R.J. managed to eradicate Will from the Forrester Creations building entirely. This victory is incredibly sweet for R.J., not just because it serves as payback for the physical assault, but because it clears the massive, looming obstacle standing between him and the ultimate prize, Elektra Forrester. With Will banished from the premises, RJ is acutely aware that he now possesses unfettered access to Elektra. He views Will's termination as the perfect strategic opening to swoop back into her orbit and reclaim the space he believes is rightfully his. Because Elektra had already departed the Bikini Bar before the fatal punch was ever thrown, she remains entirely oblivious to the shocking violence that transpired in her absence. She did not witness the dark, aggressive side of the man she just agreed to move in with. RJ, recognizing the immense power of this informational asymmetry, is practically vibrating with eager anticipation to be the one to deliver the devastating news. He plans to frame the narrative entirely in his favor, painting Will as an unhinged, violent monster who launched an unprovoked, savage attack. When the truth finally shatters her peaceful illusion, Elektra Forrester will be left completely horrified and emotionally paralyzed. Just days ago, she had accepted Will's heartfelt plea for reconciliation, agreeing to wipe the slate clean and move into the Spencer Beach house to start a beautiful new chapter together. Now, the very foundation of that renewed trust is crumbling beneath her feet. Learning that Will was fired for physically assaulting RJ will send Elektra into a tailspin of anxiety and doubt. She will inevitably storm back to Will, demanding the unvarnished truth about the altercation. While Will undoubtedly attempt to spin the story, explaining how RJ relentlessly pushed his buttons and provoked the attack. The undeniable fact remains that we resorted to brutal physical violence. For Elektra, a young woman who has already endured severe psychological trauma at the hands of her manipulative cousin Remy Price, this revelation of unchecked aggression is a massive, glaring red flag. This precarious emotional state is exactly what R.J. Forrester intends to exploit with ruthless precision. Despite the overwhelming drama in her personal life, Elektra is forced to remain focused on her demanding career. Having recently taken over the jewelry line in the wake of Ivy Forrester's disgraceful exit, Elektra is drowning in heavy responsibilities, late-night design sessions, and intense corporate pressure. She cannot afford to let her personal life derail her professional ascent. This means she is trapped within the sterile, gilded halls of Forrester Creations, forced into close, daily proximity with RJ while Will is locked out. RJ will utilize every shared moment in the design office to wage an insidious campaign of psychological warfare against his rival. RJ's manipulation tactics will reach a terrifying new low as he begins to plant toxic seeds of doubt deep within Elektra's mind. Stepping uncomfortably close to her, RJ will softly, yet pointedly, suggest that if Will is capable of violently assaulting him and then pretending as if nothing happened, what is stopping him from turning that same terrifying rage onto her? It is a vile, calculated insinuation. Anyone who truly knows Will Spencer understands that he would never, under any circumstances, lay a hand on a woman. However, RJ is not dealing in facts. He is dealing in fear. By weaponizing Elektra's vulnerability and her history with abusive men, RJ is actively attempting to gaslight her into fearing the man she loves. The sheer cruelty of this manipulation highlights the dark, entitled underbelly of RJ's character, proving that he will stop at nothing to eliminate Will from Elektra's heart permanently. As the venomous whispers echo in her mind, Elektra will find herself trapped in an agonizing dilemma. Every time Will exhibits even a hint of frustration, RJ's toxic words will inevitably resurface, poisoning her perception of her boyfriend. The beautiful reunion they just celebrated at the Spencer Beach House is now tainted by the looming specter of violence and manipulation. The ultimate question remains: will Elektra's love for Will be strong enough to withstand RJ's relentless psychological sabotage, or will the weight of these planted doubts cause their fragile relationship to shatter once again in the very near future? Meanwhile, far away from the juvenile romantic squabbles of Forrester Creations, a much larger, high-stakes corporate chess game is unfolding within the walls of the Logan fashion empire. Bill Spencer, the ruthless patriarch of the Spencer dynasty, is actively assembling an unstoppable army to wage an all-out war against Forrester Creations. His grand design involves the absolute market dominance of Katie Logan's new fashion brand, and to achieve this, he has summoned his brilliant, pragmatic son, Wyatt Spencer, back to the sun-drenched streets of Los Angeles. Bill wants Wyatt to step up, plant his roots in the city, and join the family crusade as a top executive at Logan. Wyatt, however, is a man standing at a profound crossroads. He is currently weighing his options, carefully analyzing the chaotic landscape of Los Angeles before committing his future to his father's aggressive crusade. Wyatt is acutely aware of the massive legal and logistical nightmares associated with Bill's demands, particularly the near-impossible acquisition of the legendary Hope for the future diamond. He is not a man who blindly follows orders. He is a strategist who calculates every risk. The decision of whether to stay in Los Angeles and officially join the Logan brand is weighing heavily on his mind as he considers the immense corporate warfare he would be thrust into. Yet, the most captivating and scandalous mystery surrounding Wyatt's return has absolutely nothing to do with corporate espionage or diamond heists. The burning question on everyone's mind is, why on earth did Wyatt Spencer bring Shauna Fulton back to Los Angeles? When Wyatt recently revealed that he is no longer romantically involved with Flo Fulton, it sent shockwaves through the audience. The dissolution of his engagement to Flo is massive news in itself, But arriving in town with her unpredictable, audacious mother is a twist that defies all conventional logic. Wyatt has offered vague, business-related excuses for Shauna's sudden reappearance, suggesting she might be a wild card in the quest for the diamond. But the underlying tension tells a vastly different story. There is a palpable, undeniable electricity surrounding Wyatt and Shauna's dynamic that hints at something far deeper and infinitely more scandalous than a mere corporate alliance. Could it be possible that Wyatt and Shauna are harboring a dark, forbidden secret? The speculation is running rampant that these two might actually be entangled in a clandestine, highly inappropriate romantic relationship. In the wild, unpredictable universe of Los Angeles high society, a man moving on from his fiancée only to fall into a passionate, secret affair with her mother is the exact brand of explosive, jaw-dropping drama that destroys families and dominates headlines. If Wyatt and Shauna are indeed hiding a secret romance, the eventual revelation will detonate like a nuclear bomb within the Spencer and Logan families. Imagine the sheer horror and betrayal Flo would experience, not to mention the absolute chaos it would inject into Bill Spencer's meticulously crafted corporate plans. Furthermore, Shauna's presence in Los Angeles is a ticking time bomb for Brooke Logan Forrester. Shauna has a deeply complicated, destructive history with Ridge Forrester, and her audacious return threatens to reignite a bitter love triangle that Brooke thought was buried in the past. If Shauna is emboldened by a secret alliance or romance with Wyatt, she will be an unstoppable, chaotic force of nature, ready to tear down Brooke's marriage while simultaneously helping the Spencers dismantle Forrester creations. As we look toward the horizon, the stakes have never been higher. Will Spencer is a wounded, dangerous man seeking vengeance, while R.J. Forrester plays a twisted psychological game to steal the woman he desires. Elektra is caught in a terrifying web of manipulation, forced to question the very nature of the man she loves. Simultaneously, Wyatt Spencer holds the key to the future of the Logan brand, all while potentially hiding a scandalous, forbidden romance with Shauna Fulton that could burn the entire city to the ground. The battle lines are drawn, the secrets are festering, and the inevitable explosions will change the landscape of Los Angeles forever. Keep your eyes glued to the screen